Now we get back to the oysters. I am here with Aaron, the executive chef here, Perry, the executive chef here from Rappahannock Oyster Bar, and we are talking about these beautiful oysters. I just watched you shuck them. So let's talk about good oysters versus bad oysters. What should you really be looking for?
So when you're purchasing an oyster, something that you really want to look for is it's heavy for its size. That means that there's like a lot of the liquor inside, which is like all like the nice liquid that like contributes to a lot of the flavor towards an oyster. But you know, as far as a shucked oyster goes, if you're like purchasing one from a restaurant that's already been opened, you want to make sure that you have an oyster that is like a nice like clear or like a nice consistent color along the edge, and that there aren't any like clear spots to it, because that might indicate that it is spawning, meaning that it just released its DNA into the water, so that like a lot of that flavor and like actually a lot of the nutrients that you normally find in an oyster won't be there, and the flavor will also have like a little bit of an off twang to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and speaking of flavor, let's talk about what we have surrounding these beautiful oysters here. How can you dress up your oysters?
So it's particular to everybody and how they like to enjoy it. We always provide our guests with cocktail mignonette, which is like traditional and standard. But you know, there are people that like a little bit spicier, whereas you know we have hot sauce, or you know if they want it spicy with a little bit of texture on the oyster, it's horseradish. Generally, if you're like from the south and they're like larger oysters, kind of like what this one is right here, a lot of people prefer to eat them on a saltine cracker, which is like an interesting like crunchy like soft kind of thing going. I mean, I'm from New England, so like the whole saltine cracker and an oyster is a little strange to me, but you know, I'm not
to
here to
each
knock
their
anybody.
own.
Yeah. And then obviously, you know, a lemon is also really good because it kind of cuts through like the fatty richness of the oyster and like kind of just balances up really well.
Awesome. Can I entice you to have one with me?
Yes, of course.
All right, let's dress it up.
All right.
Get a little lemon going on.
So I'll just put a little bit of everything on there just because this is hot sauce. And it really is to each their, you know, just like a martini, everybody likes their oyster a different way. You know, I just kind of like a little bit of everything because, you know, I'm not one to.
Well, you and I both. So you are the master. I will let you load them up.
Yes.
And then we'll cheers an oyster.
Yeah, sounds wonderful. Mignonette.
And of course, not everyone does love a raw oyster, but talk about baked oysters. Talk about what the process is like to get them nice and delicious if they're baked.
Yeah, so there are a lot of people that like, you know, it is a very southern thing to have like an oyster roast, or like they grill them off, whereas like, you know, if you'd like to purchase oysters for your home, they sell them, you know, I think we sell our oysters at Whole Foods. What you can do is just rinse off your oysters really well to make sure you get a lot of that outside grit off of it, because, you know, it is a living animal and it, you know, lives in sand and dirt. And then what you can do is you can just pop them right on your grill hole, and once they start to open up, that's how you know that they're ready, and you can kind of pry the top off and dress it as you like. You know, we do our charbroiled oysters here with garlic butter, a little bit of panko breadcrumbs, and pecorino cheese. And, you know, an oyster Rockefeller, you know, it's essentially all of those ingredients, but with bacon and spinach added to it.
Delicious.
And do you take horseradish on yours? I'm not really particular to it.
I'm not really a horseradish fan.
Okay, so you know,
Perfect.
this is there for the looks then.
All right, well, we will cheers.
All right.
Loosen this up.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
You're
We
so
all learned a little
welcome.
something.
Wow.
We're
This-
judging
you're
you
like
on the
a-
lack of horseradish.
All right, guys, we will send it back to you.
You're like rubbing it in. We tell her how much we want oysters and they just dress them all up in front of us, and
And then they just take their time
Yeah.
in doing it. We are judging you.
They're just as good as they look.
We are judging you, Caitlin, on your lack of horseradish, though. That will be held against
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
moving forward here in the newsroom.
Hey,
Just so you're
like
aware.
Carrie said, it's not for everyone.
To each their own, although Topper's back here saying saltines are absolutely wrong. And he's
Yeah,
going to
I
take that
agree.
to
No,
his
yeah.
grave that that's wrong. So.
Okay.